So we'll be doing a slow and strengthening vinyasa flow, all levels. You may decide you want a couple of blocks if you have them. If you don't, all good. A couple of other items you could use are, oh cool, great, you can hear me, thanks. So ideas for block substitutes are like cans of vegetables, like the bigger cans work really well. Also, something I thought about the other day was paint cans. So those, if like you're like me and you're practicing in your garage, you happen to see a couple of paint cans, those would work really well. Just make sure the lids are on really tight, okay? All right, so before we get started, I just want to share a few words with you that came to me from a gal I actually follow on Instagram. Her handle is Radicat Nutrition. She's amazing. But the words are, and they'll kind of go with our theme for today's practice. Slow down. Go slower than what you think is slow. Receive this moment. Deepen into yourself. So that's our theme. Slow down. So go ahead and find your way to your mat, and we'll start in a comfortable seat, whatever shape that looks like for you. Okay? So if cross-legged works for you, go there. If that's just not comfortable, find another shape. Whatever feels best in your body is what is best for your practice, okay? So as you arrive in that comfortable seat, make any adjustments to the body that you need. I'm sitting on a blanket. You can sit on a pillow. You can skip it all together. But it will help to bring the hips a little bit higher than the knees, which tends to be a little more comfortable, especially if you tend to be tight in the low body. But again, whatever works for you. Okay? So just start to settle in. Allow the eyes to close, or maybe just soften down towards your mat. And just allow yourself to start to slow down. Maybe you've had a busy day. So just allow this portion of your day, allow this practice to be a mindful place for you. And we come into that mindful state by slowing down. So soften the body. Drop the shoulders from the ears. And then start to take the awareness to the breath. So just start by noticing breath. Notice how it moves in and out of the body. Maybe you notice it mostly in the nose. Maybe you feel that inhale of air in the nostrils as it enters the nose and it leaves the nose. Or maybe you feel the breath move in the body within the throat. Or maybe you feel the rise and fall of the chest, or the expansion and contraction of the belly. So just notice. Help yourself here to slow. And then keeping the awareness on the breath, we'll start to lengthen out each inhale and extend each exhale. So coming into a more intentional way of breathing. So sometimes as we lengthen the inhales and exhales, it helps to maybe silently count to yourself. So starting with maybe counting to the count of 4 as you inhale. And not rushing those counts, making them nice, slow, mindful counting. And then exhaling to the count of 4 as well. And then as you settle into that breath pattern, maybe you're able to extend your counting to the count of 5 or maybe 6. So going slower with the breath than you normally would, or than you normally feel like you need to. And stay with the breath for a few more rounds. Stay with that intentional way of breathing. Those slow, full, deep breaths. Filling the entire belly up as you inhale. And releasing all of the air from the lungs as you exhale. 2 more rounds. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more round of breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then just allow the breath to return to its normal cadence, but keep the awareness. Keep that mindfulness, and we'll come back to that as you move and breathe. So you're welcome to keep the eyes closed or gently float them open, whichever serves you best. And then take an inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. Reach tall. And then on your exhale, plant the right palm. Send the left arm over the ear. Palm faces down. Give yourself a nice side bend here. Both hips stay rooted to the earth. And it might feel nice to just gently shake the head no, turning it up towards the sky, towards that top arm. And then slowly turning it down towards the right hand. Maybe moving through that a couple of times. Starting to loosen up the neck. And then on your next inhale, take both arms to reach towards the sky. And then exhale, left palm plants, right arm reaches over the ear. Again, finding that movement with the head as an option. And then on your inhale, reach up one more time. Root the sit bones down into the earth as you extend fingertips up. And then exhale, plant the palms in front of you and just start to walk the hands out. Folding over the legs. Let the head be heavy. If you want to give it a gentle nod, yes. You can do that just to release any tension that may have gathered there over the course of the day. Take one more breath in. And on your breath out, see if you can sink just a bit deeper. And then inhale to bring yourself back upright. And then exhale all the way up. One more time, inhale, sweep the arms up. Lengthen up. And this time on your exhale, we're gonna twist over the right shoulder. So the right hand comes behind you, left hand comes onto the right thigh. Take an inhale, lift all the way up through the crown of the head. Spine is long. And then as you exhale, see if you can rotate over the right shoulder just a little bit deeper. Ease yourself into that twist. We're not rushing. Breathing in, bring yourself back to center, arm, reach for the sky. And then exhale, this time we twist over the left shoulder. Release the hands down. Find a breath in to lengthen the spine. Grow a little taller. And then exhale, gaze over the left shoulder. Deepen your twist here. And then inhale, bring yourself back to center. And then exhale, release the hands, come back into that forward fold. Maybe you're able to take it a little bit deeper this time. Maybe not, that's okay too. Just honor what your body feels. Creating that mind-body awareness of what you need this evening. Take a breath in through the nose. And then just give yourself a nice big sigh out through the mouth. Let it go. And then on your inhale, walk the hands back towards you, press yourself up. Exhale. There we go. So let's go ahead and make our way onto hands and knees, coming into a tabletop pose. Okay? So if you have a blanket underneath you, you can take that under your knees if that would give you a little more cushion, or just place it to the side. And then when you find that tabletop pose, make sure the shoulders are over the wrists and the hips are over the knees here. Take a moment in that table to really start to feel where the body is. Press the fingertips into your mat. Press the tops of the feet into your mat, and that will actually help to draw the belly button closer to the spine and activate the core. From that strong tabletop pose, let's start to move into a cat-cow. Give the spine a little bit of movement here. So take an inhale, gaze lifts, belly softens. And then exhale, press into the palms, back rounds, draw the chin into the chest. Inhale, gaze up, lift the hips. Exhale, slowly moving into that cat rounded back. Inhale, pull the heart forward. And then exhale, rounding the back one more time, opening up the back side of the heart this time. And then find your way back to a neutral spine, coming back into that strong table by pressing the tops of the feet down into the mat. Keep the right knee planted and send the left foot behind you. Toes are tucked under on the mat. Hips are level, so you may have to drop the left hip slightly. Belly is still strong. And just start to press into the left heel. Give yourself a little stretch through the back of the left leg. Might feel really nice, especially if you've been sitting. Keep the left leg active and extend the right arm in front of you. The thumb is facing up here. And then you're welcome to keep the left toes planted, or maybe they start to float and lift, pressing into the left heel. Creating a nice long line all the way from those right fingertips down to the left heel. So let's add on a little bit of core work here. So take a breath in, reach long. And as you exhale, slowly round the back, draw the knee in towards the elbow. Inhale to lengthen strong. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, use the belly, draw it in. 2 more to reach. Exhale, bring it in. 1 more inhale. Exhale. Inhale to reach long. So reach fingertips all the way to the back heel. Press that left palm into the mat to lift the chest a little bit higher away from the earth. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring it all back to all fours, tabletop pose. Give the hips a little wiggle. If you need to roll out that left wrist, go for it. And we'll start to set up for our other side. Palms plant, fingertips press down, right leg comes back, toes are under. Press into the right heel, drop the right hip slightly to even out the hips. Belly is strong. Press into that back heel, give yourself that little stretch here. And then we'll add that left arm, reaching the fingertips forward, crown of the head reaches forward.
Again, you have the option to keep the toes tucked under for a little more stability, or you can float the right leg, toes face down. Maybe you need to give them a little look. Sometimes they like to face outward. Face them down towards the mat. Give yourself a little spiral inward with that right thigh. And we'll add that core work from here. Take a breath in, reach long. Exhale, draw it in and crunch. Slow and mindful here is the game, right? Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. We don't have to move fast to strengthen. Inhale to reach. Exhale, crunch. 2 more just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Last one to reach as you inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen everything back out. One more time, press into the right palm. Strong core here, take an inhale. And exhale, release it back to tabletop pose. Again, if you'd like to wiggle out the hips, circle out that right wrist. And then when you're ready, you can sit the hips back towards the heels, arms extend for a child's pose. Forehead comes to the mat, or maybe stack the hands and rest the forehead there. So again, coming into that intentional breath work here, lengthening out each inhale and each exhale. And then just taking a moment to reflect as you're here in child's pose. So often, even in our yoga practice, we sort of just go through these motions, right? It's a vinyasa, it's a chaturanga, it's an up dog, and we just sort of move through it without thinking. We do that in life too. How many times in life, off of the mat, do you do that? How often do you just sort of move through the motions, right? Washing dishes, scrub, 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 you're done. But how often do you take a moment and feel that water as you wash the dishes? Feeling the temperature, the texture, the soap. Do you let yourself do those things? Maybe instead of letting washing dishes become this dreaded chore, if you can become more mindful of the process, maybe that's where you can find a bit of joy. So I challenge you, maybe tonight as you're doing the dishes, see what you can find there. Stay in child's pose, one more round of breath. On your next inhale, begin to lift the body. Root the hands. Curl the toes under and start to press the hips towards the sky, finding your first downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to just pedal out the feet, or wiggling the hips, or coming high on the toes. Again, showing your body whatever it needs here. Showing it a little love, tuning in, and then just settling into stillness here. Rooting the finger pads to the earth. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Belly still hogging in towards the spine. Heels reach towards the earth. They don't have to meet it. That's not the goal of yoga, I promise. And then take a full breath in through the nose. Nice big sigh out through the mouth. Full breath in. Complete breath out. One more time, inhale. And exhale. This time on your inhale, we're gonna lift the heels a bit higher and then start to roll the body forward, rounding through the upper back as you draw the shoulders over the wrists, arriving in plank pose. And then on your exhale, we'll reverse that, lifting the hips towards the sky, finding our way back into our downward facing dog. So go slow. Go slower than you think you need to go, right? Lift the heels as you inhale and roll the body forward for plank. One more time. And then exhale. Slowly bring yourself back into your downward facing dog. One last time. Inhale, lift the heels, roll forward, shoulders come over the wrists. Exhale. Excuse me. We're gonna float the right leg behind you. Coming into a three-legged plank. So reach those right toes behind you. Keep the belly drawn in. Take an inhale. Exhale, right knee comes down to your mat. Right foot comes to the outer edge of your mat. Swivel the left heel to the earth as you peel open, reaching the left fingertips towards the sky, maybe gazing up. Coming into a supported side plank here. Take a breath in, lengthen up through the fingertips. Exhale, send that left arm over the ear, palm faces down. Give yourself a nice full side body stretch. Inhale, lengthen the arm back up. Exhale, plant the palm. Return to that plank pose, stepping the right foot back. And then we'll send the hips towards the sky, coming into your downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Breath in, we lift the heels, roll forward, find your plank pose. Again, slower. Exhale, hips lift, downward facing dog. Inhale, round through the back. Come forward to plank. Exhale, hips lift, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, come forward, nice and slow. Find that plank pose. And then exhale, float the left leg, three-legged plank here. Reach the toes back behind you. Keep the booty drawn down. Take an inhale. Exhale, left knee lowers, foot comes to the outer edge of the mat, ground the right heel, peel open, right arm reaches for the sky. Maybe the gaze follows. Take an inhale. Exhale, right arm over the ear. Give yourself that nice big stretch. Inhale, reach the right arm back up. Exhale, plant the palm. Find that plank pose. This time we're going to take an inhale and plank. Exhale, lower the knees down. And bring yourself all the way down onto the belly here. Okay? Hands are underneath the shoulders. Hug the elbows in towards the rib cage as you also press them down towards the mat. Hug the belly button towards the spine. Press the toenails down. Take an inhale. Lift the head, the neck, the heart. Rising for baby cobra. Keep pressing the elbows down towards your mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, we'll lower it back down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Baby cobra. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, slow lower down. Last one. Inhale to rise. This time we're going to stay here for the exhale and see what it feels like to float the hands. Keep hugging the elbows in towards the ribs. Take one more breath in. Exhale, bring it all back down. Hands press into the mat as you curl toes under to find your way back into your downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Sigh it out through the mouth. Take the gaze between the palms. Soften the knees. And then just walk your feet behind the wrists here. Keep the knees nice and soft as our first forward fold. Take an inhale, lift halfway. So hands come to the shins. Find a flat back here. Reach crown of the head forward. And then exhale, soften the knees, release the body over the legs. So just let yourself hang here like a rag doll. If you want to clasp opposite elbows, you can do that. Maybe sway from side to side. Releasing tension through the upper body, the upper back.
If you have a bind, go ahead and release it. Keep the knees soft as you press the feet into the earth, and we'll slowly just roll the body up. So move one vertebra at a time. You've been upside down for a bit of time. You don't want to give yourself a head rush. That's no fun. Coming all the way to stand. And then inhaling, circling the arms up over the head. Bring the palms together. And then exhale, draw them into your heart center. Take a moment with the thumbs pressed into your heart. Remind yourself that we're not rushing. We're here to slow down. I'll remind you of our words that I read from the beginning of class. Slow down. Go slower than what you think is slow. Receive this moment. Deepen into yourself. Start to add some movement here. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Palms come together as you exhale, draw them into your heart. Inhale to sweep the arms. Exhale, bring them to your heart. One more, inhale, rise up. Sweep the arms. This time, exhale, draw them through your heart as you soften the knees, come right into a forward fold. Just moving through a couple of half sun salutations here. Inhale, find your halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, this time we're gonna rise with a flat back. So inhale, circle the arms around. We'll bring the palms together over the head, and then exhale, bring them into your heart. We'll do another just like that, half sun salute. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, bring them through to your heart, and forward fold. Inhale, rise, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise strong, flat back. Palms come together. Exhale, bring them into your heart center. One more half salute here. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale through your heart as you forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. This time we're gonna bend our knees, plant the palms, and step yourself back to a plank pose. Take a breath in. Breath out, lower the knees down. Shift forward just slightly so that you're in like a half plank position here. Take a breath in. As you exhale, hug the elbows in towards the rib cage as you lower halfway. So a little chaturanga push-up. Exhale, press into the palms, lift back up. Inhale, lower halfway. Exhale, back you're up. One more time. Inhale to lower. Exhale, palms press back up. And then we'll keep the toes curled under, send the hips to the sky, come into your downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And out. On your next breath in, reach the right leg up and back behind you. Hips are level, toes face down, press into the heel. Strong, active legs here. Draw the belly button in. Take an inhale. Exhale, shift forward, draw the knee in towards the nose. Inhale, press back. Exhale, slow it down as you bring it into the nose. One more little crunch. Inhale. Exhale. One more reach back. On your exhale, this time we'll step the foot between the palms. Mindfully set that right foot down, and then we'll lower the back knee down. Uncurl the toes. Allow yourself to settle into this low lunge. Take a moment here. Root the right heel down. When you're ready, you can take the hands onto the right thigh. Rising up. Make any adjustments that you need. Take the shoulder blades down the back. Open up the heart space. On your inhale, take the arms, sweep them up. Reach them for the sky. Exhale, bend the elbows. Lift and open the heart. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, shine your heart. One more, inhale. Exhale, shine. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, palms frame the right foot. Curl the back toes under and lift the back knee as you start to bring both legs towards straight. So I say towards straight because they don't have to completely be straight here. That back heel is still lifted and you're pulling the right hip back so that the hips can square towards the top of your mat. Take an inhale for this little modified pyramid pose. And then as you exhale, you can fold out over that right leg. So this is a really nice place that you may want to add blocks or those cans of vegetables underneath both hands just to bring the ground a little bit closer to you. Keep pulling that right hip back as you're folded over that leg. One more round of breath. And then inhale, come up halfway. And then start to bend into the right knee. We're gonna keep the back knee lifted here. Snuggle the feet into the mat. Get them nice and strong. And then when you're ready, slowly rise all the way up, bringing yourself into a high lunge. Arms reach up towards the sky. So that back knee, you may like to give that a little bit of a bend, and that will help the pelvis come into a more neutral position, which will in turn feel better for that low back, okay? Settle in, release the shoulders from the ears. Maybe that means you widen the arms a bit. Take one more inhale in this high lunge. As you exhale, release the hands behind you and interlace the fingers. Inhale, open the heart as you press the knuckles towards the earth. And then as you exhale, fold out over the front leg. You may find that the hands can lift from the low back. You're welcome to do that. You're also welcome to ground that back heel for a little more stability. Yogi's choice there. Keep rooting into that right heel. Inhale, slowly begin to rise. Sweep the arms back up towards the sky. And then exhale, frame the foot with the hands. Step the right foot back to plank pose, and we'll move through a vinyasa. So if chaturanga's in your practice and you're all for it, go for it. All right, otherwise, inhale here. Exhale, lower the knees or chaturanga. Inhale, rising for cobra, maybe an up dog if you're there. And then exhale, hips reach for the sky, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Nice big sigh out. This time, inhale, sweep the left leg up and back behind you. Find that three-legged dog. Active legs here. Press into the back heel. Take a breath in. Exhale, slowly shift forward. Draw the knee into the nose. Again, mindfully coming forward. Inhale, press back. Maybe you're used to doing this at a faster pace. Maybe it feels a little different at this slow pace. Just allow it to happen. See where the body goes. One more crunch as you inhale to press back. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, press the leg back one last time. Exhale, this time we'll step the left foot mindfully between the hands, lowering the back knee and uncurling the toes. Take a moment here. Allow the hips to begin to settle. And then when you're ready, you can take the hands onto the thighs. Settle here. So take it in stages. And then when you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms to reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows, open your heart. Reach those elbows behind you so you can really broaden through the chest. Inhale, lengthen fingertips up. Exhale, shine and open. One more, inhale. Exhale, open it up. Inhale to reach. Exhale to plant the palms. We're making our way back to that pyramid pose. So curl the back toes under, lift the knee, draw both legs towards straight. Back heel is lifted again. You can find a slight bend in one or both knees if you need to. Take an inhale, pull the left hip back. And then exhale, fold out over the left leg. So nice big deep stretch here. Keep pulling the left hip back as you come into those mindful breaths, those intentional breaths. One more full round of breathing here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, bend into the front knee. Keep the back heel lifted. Snuggle the feet into your earth. When you're ready, slowly rise all the way up, coming into that high lunge. Exhale, soften the shoulders, maybe widen the arms. And you can soften the back knee a bit. Take an inhale in your high lunge. Exhale, take the hands behind you and clasp the fingertips. Inhale, knuckles press towards the mat as you lift and open the heart. And then as you exhale, fold over the front leg. Again, you're welcome to ground the back heel if that would feel more stable for you. Keep pressing into the left heel. One more breath. Here we go. Inhale. Release the hands as you slowly rise up. Sweep the arms towards the sky. That left leg may be burning. It's all good. Exhale. Plant the palms. Step back to plank. And we'll move through a vinyasa of your choice. Inhale, shifting forward. Maybe lowering the knees as you exhale to lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing and breathing out. One more breath in and out. Gaze between the palms. Come up onto the toes, soften the knees, step or hop your way towards the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Exhale, palms to your heart center. Thumbs press right into the heart space. Slow down the breath. Start to find some movement. Once again, so moving with intention. Take an inhale to sweep the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg comes up and back behind you. So start with a three-legged dog and the hips level here. And then maybe you start to open the hip, reaching the toes towards the sky. Maybe you open the hip a bit more by bending the right knee, drawing the heel towards the glute as you reach the knee towards the sky. And then square the hips, send the right heel back into your three-legged dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, we'll step the right foot between the palms. Ground the left heel, get the hips nice and low. When you're ready, root into the feet, rise all the way up. Arms reach out to the side. Find a warrior two here. Take a moment here to really tune in. Feel the feet as they press into your mat. Feel that connection. Feel if the hips are level. Maybe that left one is starting to pop up. Level the hips. Feel the strength of the arms. Soften the shoulders. So warrior two is a really strong, really active pose, right? The belly is strong, the arms are reaching. I mean, even those warriors, right? They need to take a moment, they need to slow down, they need to see what's happening. They need to be aware. So take a moment with your awareness here. One more breath in and out. Inhale, straighten the front knee. Exhale, reach the right arm out over the front toes. When you're ready, right arm releases down to the right leg. Left arm reaches for the sky, coming into triangle pose. As you arrive here, maybe you turn the gaze up. And then we'll all gather the belly button in towards the spine. So sometimes when we come into triangle, the belly likes to get soft and kind of just hang out. Keep it really active. See if you can draw the low ribs in towards one another. Take one more breath in and out. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms are extending out. Take the left heel and take it in. You may want to heel toe the heels a little closer together. It's all good. Take an inhale in star pose. Exhale, bend the knees, get the hips nice and low. We're gonna come into goddess pose, and then we'll bend the elbows, finding cactus arms. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring the elbows towards one another. Cross the right elbow over the left, arriving in eagle arms. So press the backs of the hands together, or maybe the palms. Lift the elbows slightly. Press the hands away from the face. Breathe here. Maybe you can get a little deeper. Maybe we turn the corners of the mouth up. Enjoy being that goddess for a moment. Even you guys, it's all good. And then unwind the arms. Inhale, lift everything up. And then exhale, we're gonna cartwheel over the right shoulder. Pick up the back heel, plant both palms, step back, find your plank. Move through a vinyasa. If you want to just head straight into dog pose, do that, right? This is sort of your time to find a little breath to movement that works for you. So maybe those chaturanga push-ups that we did at the beginning of class, maybe you're like, oh, that's a really cool way to build strength. Take that. You don't have to do a chaturanga or cobra or up dog, any of those things. In fact, you can skip it all. One more breath in dog pose. Exhale out. Inhale, left leg reaches up and back. Square the hips, start here. And then you can start to lengthen the toes up towards the sky, opening up the hip. Maybe you'd like to bend the knee, bring the heel towards the bum. Open the hip a little deeper. Keep the shoulders square to the top of the mat. Weight is even in the hands. And then square the hips, reach the heel back. Find that three-legged dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, knee comes forward. Mindfully step between the palms. Ground the right heel. Sink the hips a bit deeper. Snuggle the feet into the mat. When you're ready, rise all the way up. Arms extend wide. Warrior two on this side. So take a moment in that warrior two. Again, you haven't been in it on this side yet, so it might feel new. Feel the connection underneath the feet, the strength of the core, the strength of the arms. You're really noticing and being aware and mindful of what's happening here. One more breath. And out. Inhale, straighten the front knee. Exhale, left fingertips reach forward as that right hip presses back. And then release the left hand. Right arm reaches for the sky. Maybe gazing up, but we'll all draw the low ribs in towards one another. Root into both feet here. On your inhale, slowly bring yourself to stand. And then we'll turn the right heel in. Maybe heel to the feet a little closer to one another if you like. Inhale here. Exhale, get nice and low. Bend the elbows, find those cactus arms here. Take an inhale. Exhale, elbows come together. Left crosses over the right this time. Eagle arms on this side. Lift the elbows slightly so that they're in line with the shoulders and press the hands away from the face. Feel that beautiful stretch for the upper back. See if you can sink a little deeper. Inhale, lift everything up. And then exhale, turn everything towards the top of your mat. Pick up the back heel, plant the palms. Step back to plank pose and your version of a vinyasa, okay? All we're doing is moving with the breath. So inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale, find your version of a back bend. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful, take a breath in. And out. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Let's do a third one for good measure. Inhale. And exhale. Gaze between the palms. Make your way towards the top of your mat. Take an inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. We'll bring our palms together to your heart center. Release the hands. So we'll take a moment in a couple of balance poses. So finding a Tadasana, or mountain pose. Rooting the feet into your mat. I like to pick up all 10 toes, spread them nice and wide, and then place them back down again. Drop the tailbone slightly so that the belly gathers in. Draw the palms together at your heart. And so we'll move into this tree pose slowly. Okay, we'll take it in different stages. Oftentimes we're like, oh, tree pose, got it. I'm there. Boom, done. Awesome. That's totally okay. But just for today, let's slow it down. Weight shifts onto the right foot. Just start by bending the left knee and then opening it up. So starting to open up the hip. Press the left heel into the inside of that right leg. Okay? Make sure both hips are level. Sometimes we want to sort of cock that right hip out. Keep them level. Keep the belly drawn in. You can stay here in this version of tree. Make a choice, okay? You can stay here, and here is where we make that mindful decision. Do we want to stay here or draw the foot up to the inside of the calf? Or maybe we bring it up to the inside of the thigh. So sometimes the challenge isn't in the actual pose, right? It's that slow breaking it down and getting there mindfully. That can be the challenge. So you're welcome to take the arms, reach them towards the sky, growing your branches. If that's something you normally do, maybe switch it up, right? Maybe take the palms together over the head or together behind the back, coming into like a reverse namaste. One more breath in. Exhale, palms together. And release that left leg. Beautiful. So let's do the other side. We like that idea of lifting all 10 toes and then spreading them wide and then returning them back to the mat. You're welcome to do that. Belly is strong. This time the weight is on the left leg as you bend the right knee and just start by opening it up. Okay, so pressing that right heel into the left leg as the left leg presses into the heel. So you're hugging everything into the center, into your midline. Okay, lifting up the core here. And then make that choice, okay? Maybe just bring the foot to the inside of the calf, okay? Instead of bringing that leg all the way up to the thigh, if that's something you normally do, slowly make your way there. Okay? See what happens in those moments that you're able to slow things down. So arriving in your tree pose of your choice. Finding a place for the arms. Turning the corners of the mouth up. Enjoying your tree pose here. Take one more breath. And a breath out to bring palms together at your heart. And release that. Nicely done. All right, give the legs a little shimmy shake. And then we'll find the top of our mat. We'll start to make our way down. Here we go. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Palms together through the heart as you come into a forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. And an exhale to fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step your way back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches back behind you, three-legged. Exhale, bend the knee, and then draw it forward, place it down behind the right wrist, set the leg down. We're coming into pigeon pose. And then start to wiggle that left leg behind you. Uncurl the toes here. So you might decide that you'd like a blanket under the right hip if you're sort of rolling over onto that right hip. Place a blanket there or block or whatever you've got handy. You know, your sweatshirt, whatever it is, just to level out the hips here. Take an inhale, open up here. You're welcome to stay upright, or as you exhale, you can fold over that front leg. So maybe coming onto elbows. I like to take a block underneath my forehead and just sort of let it rest there. And then again, as you come into your pigeon pose, be aware of what's happening in the body. So this can be a really intense stretch. So if, when you come here, you notice any tension in the shoulders, you may notice a tension if you're clenching in the jaw. So become aware of those things and see if you can soften those areas. Take a couple more breaths here. And then go ahead and start to make your way onto your elbows. Okay, bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms are parallel. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, and then we'll slide that right leg back to meet your left. We're not staying in a forearm plank. We're gonna go ahead and lower our knees down. Uncurl the toes as you melt the hips towards your mat. Press into the elbows, coming into Sphinx pose. Keep pressing into the elbows, but draw the shoulder blades down the back so that you can open and shine the heart forward. Take one more breath in Sphinx. Exhale, lower down. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Peel yourself up, find your downward facing dog. We'll do the other side. There we go. Inhale, left leg reaches up and back. Exhale, bend the knee. Place it behind the left wrist as you set the left leg down. Wiggle the right leg back behind you and uncurl the toes. Toenails are on the mat here. Again, you may find that you need a blanket under that left hip. You may find that you're okay. So set yourself up here so that you can hang out for a few breaths. You're welcome to stay upright, or you can take an inhale and an exhale, fold over the front leg. Again, becoming aware of the body, of any tension in the upper body. Or maybe you're clenching the glutes or hip muscles. So you want to let those areas of tension, see if you can let them relax.
see if you can let them soften. Sometimes they just need a little reminder.
Stay here for 2 more rounds of breath. And then we'll start to make our way back onto our elbows. Forearms are parallel. Curl the back toes under. Lift the right knee. Slide the left leg back to meet your right. And then we'll bring the knees down, uncurl the toes, lower the hips. Press into the elbows to lift the belly button from the mat. And then slide the shoulder blades down the back to open the heart. Keep the belly button reaching for the spine. And then exhale, slowly lower yourself down. So from here, we're just gonna flop around onto our backs, like we're like a little fish, right? So just come all the way onto your back, turn yourself over. Take a moment with bent knees, feet to the earth. Take the hands onto the belly, connect with the breath. Let the low back sink into the mat. And then gather the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Massaging out the spine. And then take the arms wide. And then just allow the legs to fall gently to the right side of your mat. Coming in for a twist here. You can take the right hand on top of the left thigh. You may like to actually extend that left leg if you want the twist to go just a bit deeper. And then you can take the gaze over the left shoulder. Let yourself soften into your twist. And then slowly make your way back to center. Once again, hugging the knees in. And then we'll take the arms wide once again. This time the legs reach over to the left side. Left hand can come on top of the right thigh. Maybe you decide to extend the right leg. And then you can gaze over the right shoulder. Draw everything in one last time. Hug the knees into the chest. You're welcome to take some little circles with the knees, moving in one direction a few times. And then you can go the opposite way as you're ready. And then hug them into the chest. Draw the forehead up towards the knees, hugging yourself into a nice tight little ball. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, reach everything out, extending the arms, extending the legs. Take a nice big stretch. And then let it all go. Release the arms alongside the body. Allow the body to completely settle in here. Give yourself this gift of rest for at least a few minutes. Let this be maybe the slowest part of your day. And as you rest here in that Shavasana, that final rest,
I'll read to you those words one more time. And think of it maybe as a challenge. Something that you take not only from your practice, but off the mat. Slow down. Go slower than what you think is slow. Receive this moment. Deepen into yourself. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Wishing you all so much peace throughout the rest of your week. Thanks all. Namaste.